Okay, let's jump down to verse 14. And it reads, offer unto the Most High, which is the Most High power, God written here, right? Thanksgiving, okay? That's not speaking about the so-called wicked heathen custom Thanksgiving, all right, at the end of November, all right, which is the 9th month, by the way, according to Hebraic timing. That's talking about thanksgiving unto the Most High, right? Being thankful for everything that he's doing in the world, right? For the creation of the world and everything in it, right? For the food, for the water, for the raiment, okay, the shelter, all right? And pay thy vows unto the Most High. All right, that's talking about your promises, okay, in which we made to the Most High in the wilderness after Passover, okay, in the exiting of the first Egypt, which is bondage, chattel slavery. We made a vow unto the Most High, which is a promise to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, so this is what the Most High is telling us to do. Offer up thanksgiving unto him and pay thy vows. What does it mean to pay? It means to give what you owe. Okay, that's not a charitable move. All right, or that's not a move of choice. Okay, it says to pay thy vows. All right, in which we owe to the Most High. That promise that we was going to keep his laws, statutes, commandments, that we was going to keep Passover, unleavened bread, feast of first fruits, okay, the blowing of the shofar, the Day of Atonement, okay, the Feast of Tabernacles, all right, the Feast of Dedication, and the Feast of Lots, which is Purim, and then right back around to Passover and unleavened bread again, all right. So this is the vows that we vowed to pay to the Most High, all right, right along with keeping all of the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. This is what we owe to the Most High, man. So this is what we're supposed to be giving thanksgiving for, because we were a nation of people that was giving the laws, statutes, and commandments from the Most High. No other nation, right? We should feel honored about that, man, right? Verse 15, and call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. Okay, so if you're paying your vows to the Most High and you're keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, and his ordinances, he's going to deliver you in the day of your trouble when you call upon him. Not the so-called two-thirds, right? Not the ones who's living like the heathen and the Gentiles in the world, right? Getting ready to celebrate so-called St. Patrick's Day and hit up a bar or club and get drunk or whatever, right? They're keeping so-called 40 days of Ramadan. They're keeping 40 days of Lent, right? Up into so-called Good Friday and then communion and then so-called Resurrection Sunday, right? He's not talking about those people. He's not talking about the people who worship Krishna, Shiva, Madhava, Allah, Buddha, Fuchsius, okay, worship of self, right, and Satanism, self-projectory, right? He ain't talking about that, right? He's talking about the ones who's paying their vows to him, keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, man, right? And call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver thee, and thou shalt what? Glorify me. Okay, not glorify so-called Jebus and so-called churchianity in the Roman Catholicism, right? Not Allah and the Muhammad and Islam, okay? Not Fuchsius, right? Not Krishna, Shiva, Madhava, and Hinduism and Jainism, okay? Glorify the Most High, man, right? Verse 16, but unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Okay, what is the statutes? The laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's what the statutes are. Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in my mouth. Okay, in your mouth, as it's written here. Okay, so a lot of our people, which is the so-called two-thirds, they're not sticking to keeping the covenant of the Most High, in which we promised the Most High out of the exiting of the first Egypt, man, which is really the land of Mizraim, but it was turned into Egypt when the so-called colonizers came and conquered the original people of that land, which is the people of Mizraim, you know, namely the so-called Sudanese and the Ethiopians and the Eritreans, okay, and the Somalians. That's who had, you know, a governorship and rulership and in control of that region at that time, right? But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? Okay, so the wicked isn't doing that. Only the hopeful 1/3 elect is keeping the vows, which is the promises made to the Most High, man, through our forefathers. Let's jump down to verse 23. Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High. Okay, all of you who forget about Passover and unleavened bread, right, for so-called 40 days of Ramadan, 40 days of Lent, right, into so-called Good Friday and Communion and Resurrection Sunday, right? Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High, lest I tear you in pieces and there be none to deliver. Verse 23, whoso offereth praise glorify me. Okay, so if you're going to offer praise to any power, glorify the Most High, man, right? And to him that ordereth his conversation aright. Okay, that's not just having some regular old good conversation. That's talking about speaking and keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High in his high holy days and his ordinances, man, right? That's an all right conversation, man, right? And to him or her that ordereth his or her conversation aright will I shew the salvation of the Most High power. Okay, so right here, it's plainly written, okay, only those who's keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, all right, they're going to have their conversation all right. And only those people are going to be shown salvation of the Most High. So it's plain and simple. So everyone is not going to be saved, man, right? You know, unfortunately, this is what your local church pastor tell our people mainly, that anyone can be saved. Everyone can be saved. All you got to do is just call on the name of JesUS, right? And the letter J is not even in the ancient Hebraic text, man, right? So how can his name be so called JesUS, by the way? But anyway, that's a whole different story. So anyone who calls on the name of JesUS or whatever, right? You're not going to be redeemed, man. You're not going to be saved from all of this that's going to come upon this world, man, before Hamashiach return. Okay, the Most High said for those who's paying their vows, okay, those who's giving praise to him and him only, keeping his ways, keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. All right, keeping his ordinances, all right, his high holy days, to them, which is the hopeful 1/3 elect, is going to be shown the salvation of the Most High, which is the redemption at the time of Hamashiach's return, man. Right? Not just anyone who's living a life in sin, you know, have one foot in and one foot out. You know, they want to celebrate so-called Mardi Gras. They want to celebrate so-called St. Patrick's Day, right? We ain't talking about those watered down Christians, right? They want to keep communion and Easter and all of these other paganistic days, man. The Most High ain't dealing with you, man. If you ain't keeping the high holy days of the Most High, the Holy Bible, the Most High ain't dealing with you, man. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's just plainly put, right? So only if you're keeping the ways of the Most High, man, if you're in the fourth day going into the fifth day of the unleavened bread feast, the Most High is dealing with you, man. He's going to show you the salvation, okay? And then you're anticipating the feast of first fruits to come up, okay, in the next 49 or 50 weeks, all right? The Most High is dealing with you. He's not dealing with people who's keeping communion 40 days of Ramadan and 40 days of Lent up until Resurrection Sunday, which is Easter Sunday, by the way. It's not dealing with you, man. So only the people who's going to be shown the salvation and the redemption of the Most High is the ones who's keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Right? That's just plainly put. Take it or leave it. And feel however you want to feel. It is what it is, man. This is strictly biblical right here. Right? Back to the book of Psalms. Okay. Verse 16 again from the top. But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Verse 22 again from the top. Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High power, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Verse 23. Whoso offereth praises glorify me, and to him that ordereth his or her conversation aright will I shew the salvation of the Most High. Right? Let's go to the book of Philemon, all right, in which a book is something that people barely read, right? People just skips over it. Some people don't even know what that book is, man. But that's the book we're going to go to. We're going to go to the book of Philemon, all right, which is in the New Testament, by the way, for those who don't know. Okay, bear with me 1 minute here, brothers and sisters.